Most dangerous insects in the world, small but deadly. Do you think danger only comes from large, fierce animals? Think again. In the realm of the tiny, every bite, sting, or venom can be lethal. From mosquitoes that transmit diseases invisible to the human eye, to spiders whose bites can paralyze, the most dangerous insects on the planet prove that size does not define danger. Get ready to meet creatures that will challenge your perception. Bees and wasps that attack in swarms, lethal in seconds. Killer ants that coordinate perfect attacks in relentless hordes. Scorpions and praying mantises, masters of ambush and lethal precision. Exploding beetles, toxic butterflies, and resilient cockroaches that survive anything. Silent mosquitoes that cause more deaths than any other predator. And deadly spiders that combine strategy, venom, and deadly agility. Some use venom, others camouflage. Some attack with force, others with intelligence. They all share one characteristic: the power to turn tiny creatures into deadly weapons. Are you ready to face the invisible? To discover how these tiny predators rule your world? Most dangerous insects in the world, small but deadly, where the smallest enemy can be the deadliest. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Now, let's get started. Number 15, insects and their impact on humans. Stories of attacks and real dangers. Despite their tiny size, insects hold surprising power over the world, and in many cases represent a real danger to humans. Species such as mosquitoes, fire ants, scorpions, and wasps are responsible for thousands of incidents each year, ranging from simple painful stings to fatal cases. Historically, insects have played indirect but devastating roles in human health. Mosquitoes, for example, are considered the deadliest insects on the planet. They are vectors of diseases such as malaria, dengue, Zika, and yellow fever, which have caused millions of deaths throughout history. A single bite can turn an ordinary day into a lethal risk, depending on the region and the victim's health condition. Fire ants, found in the Americas, attack in swarms. Their stings release venom capable of causing extreme pain, swelling, and in rare cases, fatal anaphylactic shock. There are records of people who suffered multiple stings and required immediate medical attention to survive. Scorpions, often mistaken for insects, share the dangerous arthropod category. Species like the Brazilian yellow scorpion have potent neurotoxic venom capable of paralyzing muscles and internal organs, especially in children and the elderly. Hundreds of cases are recorded annually, reinforcing the impact these animals have on human life. Wasps and bees also have an impressive history. Mass attacks can provoke severe allergic reactions, with incidents recorded in both urban and rural areas. Beyond stings and venom, insects impact humanity indirectly through agricultural damage. Leafcutter ants and locusts destroy entire crops, affecting the economy and food security. Even seemingly harmless insects like butterflies, whose larvae feed on important crops, can cause significant damage. The real danger of insects goes beyond physical pain. It also threatens human life, public health, and ecological balance. In many cultures and regions worldwide, these small animals have caused indirect pandemics, crop loss, and fatal accidents. Understanding the habits, habitats, and defense strategies of these insects is essential to reducing risks and coexisting safely with the surrounding biodiversity. Reflecting on the history of insect attacks, we realize that human survival often depends on respecting these tiny but powerful creatures. They serve as constant reminders that even the smallest beings can have a massive impact on our daily lives. And if you think they are just nuisances, think twice before ignoring a swarm or a sting. In nature, size does not determine danger, and the world's most dangerous insects prove it every day. Number 14, the power of camouflage and deception. How insects fool predators and prey. When we think of dangerous insects, we often imagine stings, venom, or painful bites. But some of the deadliest do not rely solely on strength or venom. They use camouflage and deception to survive and dominate their environment. These tiny masters of disguise demonstrate that in nature, intelligence and strategy can be as lethal as brute force. A classic example is the stick insect, which resembles a dry twig or leaf, making it practically invisible to predators and even humans. This camouflage not only protects the insect, but allows it to approach unsuspecting prey undetected. Similarly, some moths and butterflies have wing patterns that mimic the eyes of larger predators or venomous patterns, discouraging attacks. Simply appearing harmless or dangerous is a form of psychological warfare in the animal kingdom. Beyond visual camouflage, many insects use intelligent behavioral strategies. Praying mantises, for instance, approach prey silently while remaining nearly invisible, often combining minimal movement with their surroundings. surroundings. Leafcutter ants can release pheromones to deceive other species or avoid dangerous areas, showing that chemical deception is also a powerful weapon. Camouflage is not only for hunting, it is also crucial for defense. Wasps and bees often display vibrant colors that warn predators of their venom. Even without attacking, appearance alone serves as a protective barrier. Bombardier beetles take it to another level, releasing a chemical explosion to scare off threats. These methods demonstrate that an insect's impact is often not in direct violence, but in its ability to manipulate the enemy's perception. Deception and camouflage also teach valuable lessons about observation and respect for nature. A camouflaged insect may be around us without our knowledge, and underestimating it can result in unexpected encounters with pain, venom, or disease. Historically, fatal insect attacks often occurred precisely because these subtle signs of danger were ignored. In short, the world's most dangerous insects prove that power lies not only in size or strength, but in cunning. They turn the environment into an extension of themselves, manipulate the perceptions of predators and prey, and remind us that nature is as ingenious as it is unpredictable. If you think you can see everything clearly around you, think again. These masters of disguise are always lurking, showing that in nature, deception is a weapon as deadly as any sting or venom. Number 13. Insects that can paralyze prey. Venoms and deadly strategies. When we think of dangerous insects, we don't always realize that some have the ability to paralyze their prey almost instantly. This capability, found in wasps, ants, and even some beetles, is not just for defense. It is a sophisticated evolutionary strategy that ensures survival and reproductive success. A striking example is the tarantula hunting wasp. Despite its relatively small size, it can immobilize much larger spiders with a single precise sting. Its venom acts directly on the prey's nervous system, causing temporary paralysis without killing it. This allows the wasp to transport the tarantula to its nest, where it serves as live food for its larvae. This behavior is an impressive testament to the invisible precision and lethality of insects. Fire ants and some predatory ant species also exhibit paralysis strategies. Attacking in groups, their multiple stings release toxins that immobilize insects, small vertebrates, and even young birds. This tactic not only facilitates feeding, but also reduces the risk of injury during confrontations with larger or stronger prey. Additionally, paralysis allows these ants to store live food in their colonies, ensuring resources during scarcity. Some beetles and mosquitoes also have surprising abilities. Certain aquatic beetle larvae can paralyze prey with chemical secretions before consuming it, while mosquitoes can transmit toxins and pathogens that severely affect humans and animals indirectly. These mechanisms reinforce that paralysis is not merely a physical weapon, but a multifunctional evolutionary adaptation. The phenomenon of paralysis also highlights the ecological complexity of these tiny animals. They do not rely on brute strength, but on precision, chemistry, and perfect timing. A single mistake in delivering a sting or venom injection can mean losing the prey, showing that these insects develop highly specialized hunting skills over millions of years of evolution. For humans, the presence of these insects can be dangerous, but also fascinating. Observing how they use venom to immobilize prey larger than themselves challenges our perception of power and size. These tiny predators remind us that, in nature, intelligence and specialization often surpass strength and numbers, and survival can depend more on strategy than physical size. In short, insects that paralyze their prey are masters of invisible control. They teach us that even the smallest creatures can wield extraordinary power, and that, for tiny predators, the ability to immobilize can be as deadly as a direct attack. Number 12. Dangerous aquatic insects, submerged predators, and disease vectors. When we think of dangerous insects, we usually imagine terrestrial creatures with stingers or potent venom. However, many aquatic insects pose serious risks to both other species and humans. Their adaptations to the aquatic environment make them efficient predators and, in some cases, vectors of potentially fatal diseases. A notable example is predatory water bugs, known to attack fish, tadpoles, and even small birds entering the water. With their specialized mouthparts, they pierce the prey's skin and inject digestive enzymes that paralyze and partially digest the organism before ingestion. Though small, these insects exert devastating power over their prey, proving that size does not guarantee safety. Aquatic mosquito larvae, such as those transmitting malaria, dengue, and Zika, represent another type of danger. While they do not attack directly, their larval stages develop in stagnant water, making these environments silent epidemic hotspots. Contact with contaminated contaminated water or proliferation in urban areas increases the risk of outbreaks, demonstrating that aquatic insects are both ecological and sanitary threats. Some aquatic beetles, like Cicada, are voracious predators capable of capturing prey larger than themselves due to their strength and rapid attack. They use physical adaptations such as strong jaws and specialized swimming legs to dominate the aquatic environment. Besides acting as predators, they help control populations of other insects, showing that danger is not always direct to humans, but can indirectly affect ecological balance. Aquatic insects may also pose indirect threats to humans. For example, areas infested with mosquito larvae or insects acting as parasite vectors can become dangerous for recreational and agricultural activities. Additionally, some aquatic predators may bite or sting when threatened, causing intense pain or allergic reactions. The survival of these insects depends on their unique adaptations to the aquatic environment. Camouflage, speed, underwater breathing, and venom transform these small animals into formidable predators while reminding us of the complexity of aquatic ecosystems. In summary, aquatic insects show that danger is not limited to dry land. With hunting skills, chemical defenses, and disease transmission capabilities, they have a significant impact on their environment and can influence human and animal health. Underestimating the threat of these tiny submerged predators is to ignore nature's ingenuity, where every drop of water can hide an invisible yet lethal danger. Number 11. Solitary wasps versus swarms. Attack and defense tactics. Wasps are small insects that prove size does not equal power. They may seem fragile, but they possess one of the most effective defenses in the animal kingdom: their sting and highly specialized venom. Wasp behavior varies significantly between solitary and social species, and understanding these differences reveals how nature combines strategy and lethality in miniature. Solitary wasps live alone and usually lack the protection of a large colony. To survive, they have developed highly precise attack skills. Many are specialized hunters, capable of paralyzing prey much larger than themselves with their sting, ensuring food for their larvae. The tarantula hunting wasp, for example, can immobilize spiders enormous relative to its size, demonstrating that even alone, a wasp can be extremely dangerous. On the other hand, social wasps, such as yellow jackets and hornets, rely on the strength of the swarm for defense and attack. When the colony is threatened, hundreds of wasps can attack simultaneously, releasing enough venom to cause intense pain, swelling, and in severe cases, anaphylactic shock. This collective behavior makes swarms extremely difficult to confront, even for much larger predators. Wasp venom is a versatile weapon. It not only causes immediate pain, but can also immobilize small prey and serve as an alert mechanism for the colony. The intense pain and chemical signals released during defense help keep predators away, making the wasp effective both in hunting and in protecting its resources. Moreover, a wasp's appearance serves as a natural warning. Its vibrant colors, especially yellow and black, alert predators to the risk of a painful attack, a strategy known as aposematism. This means that often the danger of wasps is recognized even before an attack occurs. For humans, wasps represent a constant risk, particularly in urban and rural areas. Unexpected attacks can cause serious incidents, and those allergic to the venom face even greater threats. Despite this, wasps also play important roles in nature, such as pollination and controlling populations of other insects. In short, whether solitary or in a swarm, the wasp is a master of survival. It combines precision, venom, and either collective or individual strategies to dominate its environment. Learning about these insects is recognizing that danger can come in miniature, but with devastating effects, showing that nature measures strength not by size, but by the intelligence and adaptability of each species. Number 10. Beetles. Armored and deadly. When we think of dangerous insects, beetles often go unnoticed, yet some species possess impressive defensive and offensive abilities, combining natural armor, lethal chemistry, and ingenious behaviors. Despite their modest size, they show that survival in nature depends as much on strategy as on brute strength. An iconic example is the bombardier beetle. It has specialized glands that store separate chemical substances within its body. When threatened, the beetle mixes these substances in a chemical reaction, releasing a hot, toxic spray that can reach temperatures of up to 100 degrees C. This attack not only repels predators, but demonstrates how small insects can possess sophisticated defenses comparable to natural weapons. Additionally, some beetles use bright colors or warning patterns to deceive predators, signaling danger even if they have no venom. Others, like rhinoceros beetles, can use their physical strength to crush small prey or defend against predators, showing that armor and force combined make the species extremely resilient. Beetles can also be formidable predators. Many feed on larvae of other insects or small invertebrates, using strong mandibles to capture and dismember their prey. The precision and strength of these mandibles demonstrate that even among insects, some predators are highly specialized and lethal. The danger of beetles is not limited to direct attacks. Some secrete irritating or toxic chemicals capable of causing adverse reactions in animals or humans attempting to handle them. This reinforces the idea that survival in nature relies on a combination of chemical defense, physical strength, and strategic behavior. Furthermore, studying these insects offers fascinating lessons on evolutionary adaptation. The ability to develop complex chemical defenses, build resilient armor, and use the environment strategically shows the ingenuity of these small animals. Each species reflects millions of years of evolution focused on surviving often hostile environments. In short, beetles are far more than common insects. They are examples of how evolutionary creativity, strength, and chemistry can turn small creatures into formidable predators and defenders. Ignoring their presence would underestimate the intelligence and power of one of the most impressive insect groups on the planet, reminding us that nature can be deadly on a microscopic scale. Number 9. Toxic butterflies and moths, beauty that kills. When we talk about dangerous insects, butterflies and moths rarely come to mind, yet some species demonstrate that delicate appearances can be a deadly disguise. These creatures have developed powerful toxins that, even with indirect contact, can seriously harm predators and unsuspecting humans. The toxicity of many butterflies and moths is linked to their larval diet. Caterpillars that feed on toxic plants, such as those in the Passiflora genus, accumulate chemical substances that remain in their bodies even after metamorphosis. This means adult butterflies carry natural venom, serving as chemical defense against predators that try to eat them. Predators ignoring these signals may experience nausea, vomiting, or even severe poisoning. Some species, like the monarch butterfly, Danaus plexippus, display bright colors as warnings. Known as aposematism, the orange and black pattern signals danger, communicating to predators that the meal is not worth the risk. Moths, on the other hand, can use false eye patterns or mimic dangerous species to deceive predators, showing that protection can be both chemical and visual. Additionally, certain moths release toxins when touched, making handling them risky. While these toxins are rarely fatal to humans, they pose a real risk of allergic reactions or skin irritation. In natural ecosystems, this adaptation significantly increases their survival and reproductive success. Studying these species also reveals an important lesson in evolution. Physical strength is not always the best defense. Chemical and visual strategies can be as effective as stings or bites, showing that intelligence and specialization are powerful weapons in nature. Therefore, toxic butterflies and moths remind us that danger is not always obvious. Their seductive beauty hides lethal mechanisms developed over millions of years, making these insects masters of defense and deception. Seeing them merely as delicate creatures is to ignore the incredible arsenal they carry, proving that in nature, even the most fragile beings can be deadly. Number 8. Cockroaches, unbeatable survivors. When we think of dangerous insects, cockroaches rarely come to mind. However, these creatures are among the planet's most impressive survivors, displaying resilience that challenges nearly all other insects. Their adaptability makes them dangerous not only to ecological balance, but also to human health in urban environments. Cockroaches have tough bodies capable of withstanding partial crushing, radiation, and long periods without food or water. This physical resilience is only part of their biological weapon. They are fast, silent, and highly adaptable, able to infiltrate tiny spaces and escape predators easily. This combination of speed and toughness makes them nearly impossible to capture without extreme effort. Moreover, cockroaches are disease vectors. They carry bacteria, viruses, and parasites on their bodies and in their feces, potentially contaminating food and surfaces. In large infestations, this risk multiplies, turning these small insects into a real threat to human health. Diseases like salmonella, gastroenteritis, and respiratory respiratory allergies can be exacerbated by the presence of these urban survivors. Cockroaches' ability to survive in harsh environments is also remarkable. They can live without food for weeks, endure extreme temperatures, and adapt to drastic changes in their habitat. Some studies have even shown that in extreme cases they could survive moderate levels of radiation, something no other terrestrial insect achieves with the same efficiency. Another factor increasing their danger is rapid reproduction. A single female can produce hundreds of offspring in just a few months, making population control a constant challenge. This combination of resilience, adaptability, and reproductive capacity makes cockroaches among the most difficult insects to eliminate and potentially the most dangerous in urban contexts. In short, cockroaches are true unbeatable survivors. They remind us that an insect's danger does not depend solely on venom or stings, but on resilience, adaptability, and evolutionary intelligence. Underestimating a cockroach infestation is ignoring the ingenuity of one of Earth's most resilient insects, proving that sometimes danger comes in small, fast, and tireless forms. Number 7. Cicadas and their sonic defense. When we think of dangerous insects, cicadas are rarely associated with threats. However, although they lack stings or lethal venom, some species have developed extremely effective defense strategies, using powerful sounds to protect themselves from predators and maintain their territory. The sonic nature of cicadas is an impressive example of how small creatures can exert control over their environment in unexpected ways. Male cicadas produce loud sounds to attract females, but these sounds also act as warnings to predators. By emitting high-pitched stridulations that can reach up to 120 decibels, they create a surprise and confusion effect, making it difficult for birds and other predators to locate them or attack accurately. This sonic defense shows that survival does not always depend on venom or physical strength, but on ingenuity and environmental manipulation. Additionally, some cicada species have behavioral patterns that enhance the effectiveness of their defense. They can synchronize their calls in large groups, creating an intense sound wave that overloads predators' senses and discourages attacks. This collective phenomenon not only protects individuals, but also strengthens the entire population, ensuring the species continues to thrive even in dangerous environments. Cicadas also use camouflage alongside sonic defense. Their wing colors and patterns allow them to blend with trees and leaves, making it harder for visual predators to spot them. When combined with the power of sound, these strategies make cicadas remarkable examples of adaptation and defense. For humans, the sound of cicadas can be annoying, but rarely poses direct danger. However, their ecological importance is significant. Besides serving as a food source for various species, their sonic defense strategies influence predator behaviors and help maintain ecosystem balance. In summary, although not venomous or aggressive, cicadas demonstrate that danger can be psychological and strategic. Their deafening sounds and collective behaviors turn small creatures into masters of defense, reminding us that in nature, intelligence and creativity often outweigh strength and size, making even the tiniest beings capable of surviving in hostile environments. Number 6. Praying mantises and the art of ambush. The praying mantis is one of the most fascinating and dangerous insects in the world, despite its relatively small size. Known for its characteristic praying posture and precise movements, it is a skilled predator that combines camouflage, patience, and speed to capture prey much larger than itself. Its ambush ability demonstrates that in the animal kingdom, intelligence and technique can be deadlier than brute strength. Camouflage is the mantis's primary weapon. Its body, often green or brown, blends perfectly with leaves and branches, making it almost invisible to prey and predators. This ability to mimic its environment allows it to approach unsuspecting insects such as flies, crickets, and even small caterpillars without being detected. Surprise is essential for its success. A slow, silent approach precedes a rapid and precise attack. The mantis's attack speed and precision are impressive. It uses its front legs, equipped with sharp spines, to grasp prey in an almost instantaneous movement. Once captured, the victim has little chance of escape. Some species are known to catch prey considerable in size compared to their bodies, showing that ambush technique and leg strength can overcome larger obstacles. Beyond hunting, the mantis is a master of defensive survival. When threatened, it can display intimidating movements, such as spreading its wings and showing bright color patterns to scare larger predators. In extreme cases, it can bite, proving that even small insects can be aggressive when cornered. The mantis's effectiveness also relies on patience. It can remain motionless for long periods periods, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This combination of camouflage, patience, speed, and strength makes it a formidable predator, capable of controlling its environment with near-surgical precision. In short, the praying mantis proves that survival and predation do not depend solely on size or venom. Intelligence, patience, and camouflage are powerful weapons, making it one of the most dangerous and skillful insects in the world. Observing its technique is witnessing an example of evolutionary engineering, where every movement is calculated to maximize efficiency and minimize risk, reminding us that in the animal kingdom, strategy often outweighs brute force. Number 5. Mosquitoes and the global impact of disease. Mosquitoes are considered the deadliest insects to humans, not because of physical strength, but because of the devastating impact they have on global health. They are vectors of several serious diseases, including malaria, dengue, Zika, yellow fever, and chikungunya, affecting millions of people every year and in many cases causing death. This invisible power of destruction makes mosquitoes true silent assassins of nature. The danger begins with the bite. Only female mosquitoes of many species feed on human and animal blood, which is essential for reproduction. By piercing the skin, they not only draw blood, but can transmit viruses and parasites that cause potentially fatal diseases. Malaria, transmitted by the Anopheles mosquito, is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths annually, primarily among children in tropical African regions. Dengue and Zika also cause global epidemics, overloading healthcare systems and significantly impacting lives. Beyond disease transmission, mosquitoes are highly adaptable. They reproduce rapidly and can thrive in urban and rural environments, even in small amounts of standing water. This survival and adaptation capacity makes population control a constant challenge for governments and public health professionals. Small mistakes in water management, sanitation, and hygiene can result in sudden outbreaks, showing that mosquitoes are efficient and persistent enemies. The impact of mosquitoes goes beyond direct mortality. The diseases they transmit cause prolonged suffering, disability, and significant economic losses. Families, communities, and even entire countries feel the effects, as outbreaks can disrupt economic activities, overload hospitals, and increase medical costs. The invisible threat of these tiny insects highlights the importance of preventive policies, education, and scientific research to reduce the risks they pose. In summary, mosquitoes show that danger is not always immediately noticeable. They are small, often invisible, yet their global impact is enormous. They are masters of survival and disease propagation, reminding us that in nature, size does not define lethality. Respecting these insects and understanding their role is essential to protect lives and reduce the damage they can cause, proving that sometimes the smallest beings can have the most devastating effects. Number 4. Scorpions, miniature natural weapon. Scorpions are some of the most feared arthropods on the planet, although technically they are arachnids. Their reputation for danger is justified. They possess potent venom, precise hunting skills, and physical adaptations that make them effective predators and, in certain cases, direct threats to human health. Despite their small size, a well-equipped scorpion can inflict intense pain and, in the most dangerous species, even cause death. Scorpion venom is a multifunctional tool. It serves to paralyze prey, facilitate digestion, and, most importantly, defend the animal from predators. Species like the Brazilian yellow scorpion have neurotoxic toxins that affect the nervous system of their victims, causing intense pain, muscle spasms, and in extreme cases, respiratory failure. Children and the elderly are particularly vulnerable, making these scorpions a real danger in urban and rural areas. Beyond venom, the scorpion's physical strength and precise movement are remarkable. With its robust pincers, it can grasp prey of various sizes, while its stinger acts with lethal speed. This combination of physical and chemical attack makes it an efficient predator, capable of subduing larger or very agile prey, including insects, small vertebrates, and even other arachnids. Scorpions also possess impressive defensive skills. Their resistance to extreme conditions such as heat, drought, and lack of food for long periods makes them formidable survivors. They can camouflage in the environment, remaining hidden under rocks, leaves, or sand, and attack only when the perfect opportunity arises. specializes. This evolutionary patience increases their chances of hunting success and survival in hostile habitats. For humans, scorpions represent a direct and immediate danger. Stings are common in areas where the species is abundant and often require urgent medical attention. However, studying these animals reveals lessons about adaptation, strategy, and evolutionary efficiency, showing how even small creatures can exert significant impact on the environment and human life. In summary, scorpions combine venom, strength, and hunting intelligence in a tiny but lethal package. They remind us that nature does not measure danger by size, and that in many cases, small creatures can dominate and influence entire ecosystems. Observing and respecting these predators is essential, as underestimating them can have serious consequences, reinforcing that in the natural world, a predator's effectiveness often surpasses its harmless appearance. Number 3. Killer ants. Strategies of the horde. Ants are fascinating insects and, in some species, truly lethal. Among them, fire ants and leafcutter ants stand out, known not only for their ability to sting and bite, but also for attacking in organized swarms, using collective strategies that maximize efficiency. The danger of these ants lies not only in individual strength, but in the coordination of the entire colony. Fire ants, for example, release venom through their stings, causing intense pain, swelling, and in extreme cases, anaphylactic shock. The collective attack amplifies the venom's effect, making an encounter with a swarm a dangerous experience for any animal or human. Beyond the direct effect of the venom, the wounds inflicted can become infected, increasing the risk of complications. Leafcutter ants demonstrate the power of teamwork. They attack and carry leaves and prey larger than themselves with incredible precision. Although not as venomous as fire ants, their ecological impact is enormous. They can decimate small insect colonies, destroy nests, and significantly affect local vegetation, showing that collective strength surpasses individual ability. In addition to attacking, defense is another strong point for ants. They use pheromones to signal danger, coordinate attacks, and guide the colony. This sophisticated chemical communication allows them to react quickly to threats, adjusting strategy according to the enemy and ensuring the colony survives as a whole. This collective intelligence makes them highly efficient predators and defenders. The danger of ants also extends to humans in urban and rural environments. Multiple stings can cause extreme pain, allergic reactions, and in some cases, death. The rapid proliferation of colonies further increases the risk, making the management and control of these insects a constant challenge. In summary, killer ants demonstrate that in nature, strength is not measured solely by individual size, but by the ability to work together. Venom, bites, and collective strategies turn small insects into formidable predators capable of dominating entire ecosystems. They prove that even the tiniest beings, when united and coordinated, can become incredibly powerful and dangerous. Number 2. Bees and wasps. Small but lethal. Bees and wasps are tiny insects but extremely powerful when it comes to defense and survival. Although often associated only with honey production or pollination, some species possess stingers and venom that pose significant risks to humans and animals. The danger of these creatures lies not only in a single sting, but also in collective behavior and venom toxicity. Bees use their stinger as a defense mechanism. Species like the Africanized honeybee can attack in swarms when their colony feels threatened. The sting releases venom that causes intense pain, inflammation, and in sensitive individuals, severe allergic reactions that can lead to anaphylactic shock. Interestingly, the bee dies after stinging, but its sacrifice protects the colony, showing how collective survival outweighs the individual. Wasps, on the other hand, take a different approach. Many species are aggressive, possess stingers that can be used multiple times, and attack not only in defense, but also to capture prey. Their venom can cause extreme pain, paralyze small insects, and in mass attacks pose serious risks to humans. Social wasps like yellow jackets and paper wasps use their numbers as a powerful weapon, overwhelming predators and enemies with coordinated attacks. Beyond the stinger, these insects have sophisticated communication systems. Pheromones released during attacks alert other bees and wasps, summoning reinforcements to defend the nest. This mechanism ensures the threat is quickly neutralized, making any attempt at invasion extremely dangerous. The impact of bees and wasps goes beyond physical attacks. They play essential roles in pollination and ecological balance, but underestimating them can result in serious accidents. Mass attacks can cause panic, multiple injuries, and medical complications, especially in urban areas where human proximity is greater. In summary, bees and wasps show that danger does not depend on size, but on the effectiveness of defense, venom toxicity, and the ability to work collectively. These small insects remind us that even tiny creatures can have a powerful impact and, when challenged, become lethal, proving that in nature, intelligence and strategy often outweigh physical strength. Number 1. The deadliest spiders on the planet and their hunting methods. When we think of dangerous insects, spiders are among the most fascinating and lethal predators in the world. Although not insects, but arachnids, they share the title of tiny yet extremely dangerous creatures. Species like the black widow, Brazilian wandering spider, and brown recluse have developed powerful venom and incredibly efficient hunting techniques, proving that danger does not depend on size, but on specialization and evolutionary adaptation. The black widow, for example, is famous for its neurotoxic venom, which affects the victim's nervous system, causing intense pain, muscle spasms, and in severe cases, respiratory failure. Despite its small body, it can dominate larger prey, including insects and even small vertebrates, showing that venom and precision can be more effective than physical strength. The Brazilian wandering spider combines aggressiveness with a fast and deadly attack. Its potent venom is used both for defense and capturing prey, making it one of the most feared spiders. Additionally, some wandering spiders can leap to attack, demonstrating that strategy and mobility can overcome size and brute force. Another example is the brown recluse, known for its silent and dangerous bite. Its venom is necrotic, destroying tissue around the bite and, in severe cases, affecting internal organs. Its discreet behavior and camouflage make encounters with humans even more dangerous, as the bite often goes unnoticed until symptoms worsen. Beyond venom, spiders use sophisticated hunting techniques. Some build webs to catch unsuspecting prey, while others, like the wandering spider, actively hunt, combining patience, precision, and speed. Camouflage, environmental observation, and strategic timing of attacks make these creatures highly efficient predators. For humans, the danger of spiders should not be underestimated. Although fatal attacks are rare, they do occur and generally involve highly venomous species in urban or rural areas. Learning about these predators helps prevent accidents and fosters respect for their role in ecosystems, where they control insect populations and maintain environmental balance. In summary, the deadliest spiders on the planet demonstrate that the combination of venom, strategy, and precision is more powerful than size or strength. They remind us that in nature, every creature is designed to survive and dominate its niche, and even the smallest predators can have a huge impact, proving that when it comes to danger, size is not everything. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Also, check out other interesting content appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.